Chapter 7. The Sacred Registers, Part 7. This is the manner whereby the aspiring ones of earth may cross the dread horizon through residence within the cavern of stone. It is thus that men come to know the truth concerning the realms of glory beyond the western horizon, but it is a path beset by great dangers and manifold terrors, and many return witless. The aspiring one is of earth. He is earthbound. He sits within the cavern, before the cauldron of rebirth and regeneration, and inhales the smoke from the brew of release. He rises above himself, flying on wings of 5 feathers, the names of which are recorded in the Book of Secret Mysteries, wherein are the awful recipes. There it is written that he may ascend like a falcon and cannot go otherwise than as a falcon. He may not go in the manner of any other bird. He escapes the call of earth, its fetters fall from him. The aspiring one leaves his attendants behind. He is not with them, he is not of earth, neither is he of heaven. He is at the place where the two meet and intermingle. His body moves without the spirit and partakes of the sour yellow bread of wide vision. The aspiring one drinks the brew of grey barley and sips long at the wine of Harish, eating the cakes of green-brown Horus. He eats the fruit of the releasing tree and drinks the brew of black fungus, which is in the smoke goblet. Thus, he sleeps and the attendants lay him down in the receptacle called the womb of rebirth. He is in the place of visions but remains like the masthead bird. He shall be covered and made so that in his struggles he rise not. His voice is heard speaking in a strange tongue, as he calls on his fathers who have gone before and now preside over affairs beyond the wide lake. His body becomes still as he enters the dazzling chamber which is the doorway to twin vision. Now he must penetrate the walls of dry air which bar his passage, and rise into the rainbow-colored clouds of radiance which are above. High up he looks below him and sees the waters of the winding canal of experience, and understands the meaning of all that had befallen him. Now he has 4 eyes, these being the inner and outer eyes, and rising higher he attains the heights of wide consciousness. Here he meets the Pathfinder and follows him swiftly. He speaks rightly to the Guardian. He shields his eyes when passing the lurker on the threshold, and goes on until he comes to the abode of the Opener of the Ways. Now, the body of the aspiring one becomes restless and those who attend him place the power of Hori over his face. He hears the voice of the sun god, which says, I know the necessary names, I am the knower of names, I know the name of the limitless one. Above the lords of the east and west, I am one most powerful. The aspiring one becomes covered with moisture, he writhes, he shouts, he struggles. The companionable watchers know he has left the protection of the sun god, that he has been seized by the fiends of darkness, but he struggles and prevails over them, and all is well. Then the aspiring one returns, 100 shining suns whirl above, a whisper rolls around like thunder. Lights of manifold hues sway above, like the river reeds in the wind. All things appear to dance in a shimmering haze, then turn over and fold back into themselves. And such beauty is produced that the human tongue cannot describe it. All things take upon themselves shimmering forms, through which other forms can be seen. Great melodic music throbs all around, while everything pulsates a soft rhythm. The air is filled with voices of unearthly sweetness, glory and splendor are everywhere. Then the aspiring one awakes, he is raised. Behold, he comes forth and walks as one bemused by a vision of glory. He staggers, he cannot walk unsupported. His throat burns and his mouth is overgrown with dryness. His head resounds with drum beats. He is given the sweet waters in the cup of forgetfulness and drinks deeply. All is well. He is a reborn one, he is an enlightened one. He is one resurrected from the cavern of stone. Chapter 8. The Sacred Registers, Part 8. These are the supplications of Dekeb, the stranger, who came from the land of rising waters and was known to us as the Opener of the Ways. He came under the wings of the fire hawk. He was the first of the scarlet-robed ones, the right hand of Glanvanis. That was in the time of our fathers' fathers, and the tongue of the seafarers is no longer in the mouth of men, O great being of beauty, brilliant one who greets the newcomers arriving in the place beyond the western horizon. This woman is your daughter is she. See, she is pure in spirit and clean in heart. She is modest and womanlike, so let her pass to live in the pastures of life. In the land of new dawning where all is wholesome, let her be purified by the maidens of Orshafa, let them purify her, let her be washed and dried by the attendants at the clean, sweet waters of life. Let the 9 delicate ones minister to her, let her be clothed in garments of decency, for she is a womanly woman. O great and glorious one, give this woman your hand, clasp her hand with womanly tenderness. Spread out your falcon wings over her, spread protecting wings around her. She has followed the tedious ways of womankind and has glorified life with her presence. She has endured affliction with patience and made her home, hearth a place of peace and content. Let her roam the pastures of the blessed ones and penetrate into the farthest regions of light. I raise my hands in supplication. The flame is lit, it burns brightly, fragrant, incense is placed in the bowl and it becomes aglow. Its sweet perfume rises into the recesses above. O happy risen one, O beautiful being glowing with womanly goodness, treasurer of all the virtues, purify yourself for admittance into the higher regions. The incense we offer here is your indrawn breath of renewed life. It fills your lungs, you breathe, and because you breathe you live. This is the best incense from the land of Gwemi, differing not from that which our fathers knew when they traveled the water road. O beautified one, my heart lingers at the place where you rest, my heart is with you, entwined with yours. How sweet your breath, how pleasant your perfume, how gentle your whispers, how delicate the rustle of your attire. O newly become beauteous one, you are not alone, rise blue perfumed smoke, rise cleaning fragrance, rise sweet wholesome offerings, rise like fluttering birds on wings of purified air to the glorious regions of light which he away beyond our poor perception. Accept our sweet fragrance, O beautified one, inhale our sweet smoke, O ever delicate one. May you enjoy the due reward of your labors and privations, of your selfless sacrifices. Be ever contented and peaceful, O dutiful wife and loving mother, hear our words, as they rise to you in the softly smouldering incense which comes shipborne to these shores. Hear the voices of the waiting welcomers greeting the beauteous one who now joins them. They say, cast off the old worn garment and array yourself in garments of radiant light, in the clothes of splendor which have awaited you. Bedeck yourself in the well-earned jewels of spiritual reward. Henceforth you shall dwell here, walking about freely, to be honored and loved. Here you will be renewed, be alert, vigorous and far-reaching. The power of your spirit shall stretch out to every place. You take thought and fly on hawk's wings. Your desire becomes a chariot with wings of light. Beyond the place of your first destination is the kingdom of the Lord of the distant sky. There he will permit manifestations in glory. There, henceforth, you shall walk in strength and beauty, being ever filled with life and power, garmented in loveliness for all eternity. There floodwaters of a glorious fluid light unknown here rise and fall in moderation, and therein you may bathe daily and taste the revitalizing rests. Here your thirst may be slaked at the well of divine essence and your appetite appeased by the strange bread of everlasting life. This is your destiny, in the land beyond the veil, therefore lift up your face, in joy. Rise, lovely liveliness. You are one destined to be numbered among the shining ones and are warmly welcomed into the company of the fragrant ones. O happy one who enhanced earthly life with your presence, this is your reward. Many have done mighty things, but you have served, with constancy and diligence, adding the small grains of goodness to the pile of merits until it exceeded in weight the great things done by others. We hail you, O victorious one. The welcomers say among themselves, how fair and bright the face of this newcomer. How fine must have been her life in the region of heaviness! Behold, here she is, renewed and made young again, but with a loveliness unknown in the life left behind. When she goes forward from here, she is within her Kohar, they are one. Her vision is through the Kohar, her smell is through the Kohar. All she senses is through the Kohar. All she does and knows is through the Kohar. Behold, she is among the chosen. Henceforth, she becomes an opener of the way for those of her blood. Glorious is she and blessed are they. Those are the supplications made for Milvan, daughter of Malon, son of Market the stranger, according to the rites of the sons of fire. Ardwith kept it, and it was done into this form at the place called Coronamba. Chapter 9. The Sacred Registers, Part 9. This concerns the mystery of the twice-born. It relates to those born again, to those who have endured the awfulness of the false death which many do not survive, who have drunk deeply from Coralladwan, the smooth bitter brew which releases the spirit, who have entered Ogarthnorn through the thundering doors. This is their path. The door of heaven stands ajar, the doors of vision have been opened, and now the cavern of vision is revealed. The spirit-bearing waves from the abyss have been freed, the rays of the great light have been set free, and the guides and watchers have been placed in their positions by the constant one. The welcomers stand back, for this is not their stage. The brilliant one is there, and another who is the reciter, and he explains the visions. O brave, stout-hearted one, Sioltash to be, the things you behold are the things seen by the great ones of earth when they came this way in their hour and were returned back to life. They were truly men of wisdom, well versed in the mystic procedures, men who knew their position and parts. Behold the twin stars. These embody the midwifery powers drawing the twice-born back to their places of origin. They who are with them are the champions of light and darkness. One you must choose as your companion, but the choice must be made according to the law of affinity. Otherwise you are lost. The pool wherein you gaze is earth life. The brilliant light above, far greater than the sun, is the manifestation of the one God, but it is not He. The rays, dancing about are the gods, distorted reflections of what is, distorted reflections of truth, shadows of reality. The sparkling motes are souls, they descend from the light to manifest in darkness. The clouds obscuring the lesser lights are the clouds of misconception, which darken the face of wisdom. The dark twins standing by the pillar are delusion and illusion, the constant beguilers of men. The stream of clear water is truth, and the waters of truth constantly shear away the clay pedestal of falsehood. The brightness you see before you and to the right is the naked spirit, displaying itself in isolation. It is neither in a mortal body nor within the Kohar. Beyond it is a much greater brightness reflected from afar, which is the Kohar of Kohars, which men cannot yet understand. The repulsive shapes which are behind the flame on your left are doomed, spirits which once were the enlivening forces within men. Now they grovel in slime and filth, denizens of the mire, but their fate is just, for they themselves were the judges. The darkness beyond the murk will not become greater. Darkness cannot change to light. For when light comes into darkness there is no darkness, it ceases to exist. The gloominess and shadow scene you see, forward on your left-hand side, is the region of heaviness where mortals sojourn. The flickering lights which appear here and there are the joys of earth, while the darker spots are where there are sorrows and suffering. The redness is anger and strife. The blue-whiteness is love and compassion. The brightness above and ahead is the region of lightness where the risen ones rejoice, for there they welcome their earth companions and are happy in reunion. Behold, here is a rising one newly arrived. See, she flies upward, on the wide wings of spirit, and loving arms reach out to welcome her. The star-girt roadway you see rising before you is that trodden by the countless, risen ones who have gone before. Now, advance towards the left. The abyss now before you is the mouth of earth, and see, it opens and speaks to you, bidding you farewell. Listen carefully, for it will retell your deeds, your accomplishments and your omissions. If they weigh against you, then cast yourself into the abyss, for you are unworthy to survive this trial, go no further. Nor can you turn back, lest you become prey to the foul lurker in darkness, if you have not been found wanting in the weighing. Then step forward, boldly and without fear, for the mouth will close to let you pass. If you are not numbered among the triumphant ones, then better by far that you be swallowed forthwith than that you survive to meet the dread lurker, the devouring horror, and be returned to earth a witless, empty shell. Beyond the abyss lies a stretch of blue water which contains the pool of wisdom and the pool of purification. Therein you must bathe and refresh yourself. The trees growing to your right bear the fruits of spiritual nourishment. Eat and become strong. Know, as doing so, that the things done, thought and visualized on earth become qualities which are here transmuted into the things and experiences of this nature. Pass between the waters and the trees and you will see a cliff against which is a ladder, the rungs of which are bound in leathern thongs made from the hide of the bull of the night sky. This ladder, which rises before you, is the ladder of experience. Its two supports are experience in the body and experience in the spirit. The rungs are your daily deeds and thoughts and fantasies of your earthly life. Now is the test. Will your daily deeds and secret thoughts support your ascent, or are they incapable of bearing you upward? See, above is your kohar, call upon it for help, for therein you may have stored a reserve of spiritual strength. Or, perchance, it may be barren and empty, only you know. Those who uphold the ladder are the lords of the ladder, and they greet you as the ascending one. The ladder leads onto a plateau, and beside you appears the strangely garbed reciter who sweeps his arms about and says, all wherein things manifest is the firmament, which was before the beginning and still is. In the beginning its darkness was pierced by just a single ray from the Son of God, but later, when the first spirits entered, the firmament was brightened and it was divided by heaviness and lightness. Then, when it was set apart, it was divided by the entry of dark spirits whose need was for a place with which they had a somber affinity. Therefore, the firmament of lightness is divided, there is a place of light for the victorious ones and a place of darkness for those who could not rise to victory. There are regions of gloom and shadow, regions of twilight and shade. There are regions of light in many hues, regions ranging from dazzling lights to dim light. There is a veil across the firmament, dividing heaven from earth, and each spirit departing from earth penetrates through this veil, going to its appointed place, carried by the winds of affinity. Arriving there, the spirit, good or bad, strengthens and extends its compatible territory. The kohar is the knower and the spirit is the known. All knowledge is with the knower, but the known can tap it so it flows out into the known. The kohar receives the spirit seed in heaven, for there it is as the body is on earth. Even as the earthly body is made of things from the region of heaviness, so is the kohar made of things from the region of lightness. These things are said by the reciter before he leads you to the place where sleeps a serpent, and pointing to it he says, behold the serpent it sleeps at, the bole of a tree from which hangs the body of man, the tree of his backbone. It is on guard, safeguarding the precious gem of spiritual powers, which lies enwrapped in the threefold covering. To obtain the gem the serpent must be aroused and then overcome. To rouse this serpent is a thing not to be lightly undertaken, for it causes a fire to mount into the heart, which may destroy the brain with delusions and madness. Only the twice-born can really obtain the gem. You pass on with the reciter who will say, these are the things you must establish in your heart, the knowledge of the 8 roads along which you must travel to reach the land of the Westerners. These will bring you to the 12 first portals leading to the land. Chapter 10. The Sacred Registers, Part 10. My God and Father, my Creator and Governor, Supreme and Immortal Spirit, I come to you as a wayward son comes to his father. I come as the world-weary wanderer comes home. I come as the victorious battle-bludgeoned warrior comes to the place of his rest. I am one who has passed the trials. I am one who has survived the challenges. I have returned full of wisdom and knowledge, the fruits of long years in your earthly place of instruction. There I was diligent, I was not a waster of time, I was not a man of idleness. I am proved worthy. I, your son, have come home. The virtues I developed on earth are the messengers that sped before me. My qualities hastened to announce my coming. They sped on invisible wings, so that only those sensitive to that which emanated from me knew of their coming. They came as perfume carried on the wind. They announced me, they heralded me. They gave salutations to the spirits in the bright abodes, yet I have not forgotten the dwellers in terror, and a small dark spirit of the twilight has gone forth to make known to them my departure from earth, this, that should any there know of me, they may be made aware that I am not of their dismal company. Will there be weeping there in the dank, dreary darkness? I surmounted the trials of existence in heaviness. Now my spirit can speed like the lightning flash. I am one who has accomplished what had to be done. I have governed my affairs, not wholly by earthly standards, but by the greater ordinances of heaven. I have carefully read the books of instruction, and listened to the interpreting words of the wise. He who tests hearts and reads thoughts has weighed me, and I was not found wanting in the balances. I am a cool one, for my thoughts rest in peace. I am not numbered among the hot ones whose thoughts consume them as fire consumes wood. I have passed the nameless ones, to come into the presence of the Great One whom no man names, whose name is not knowable to men. I have reached the destination of ages, I have achieved the ultimate goal. I have put on the mantle of immortality and the robe of light which the heavenly weavers prepared for me. I am a little one, one who comes in littleness and not greatness. I am a humble one and come not in pomp and grandeur, for these are things of the four-quartered earth having no place here. I have done things which have been wrong, but these were done in ignorance and not willfully or with malice. O watchers, announce to the lords of light and to the lords of darkness, that I am one who has penetrated the mystic veil but is destined to return to the realm of heaviness. O watchers, announce that I am now a self-knowing everlasting spirit. O Father of the gods, who is above all, issue the decrees of fate which ensure that henceforth I live a life of service, that I may live purposefully when I return to fulfill my destiny. Chapter 11. The Sacred Registers, Part 11. My heart, my spirit, my Kohar, guardian of my memories, cast not your words in the balances against me. My faults and failings are not few, for no mortal man is perfect, yet they weigh hghtly against my qualities and good deeds. Say not that I have wrought evil to any man willfully or with malice, say not that I am a man of wickedness. Let me not suffer sorrowful remorse in the gloom and darkness, but let me live forever within the region of light. I have done deeds of goodness and led a goodly life. I have overcome the wiles of wickedness and avoided the snares of temptation. I have lived in peace with my neighbors. I have dealt justly and fairly with them and have not uttered words of malice to stir up strife. I have not gossiped about my neighbors, nor engaged in idle chatter concerning their affairs. These things are not easy, and as no man is perfect, I have at times been bad-tempered under provocation. Therefore, speak words that will weigh in the balances against my failings. I have not slandered any man, nor have I willfully caused pain and suffering. I have not caused the widow to weep, nor the child to cry without cause. I have dealt justly with my servants and with the servants of others, and I have been loyal to my masters. I have not slain unlawfully, nor wounded any man willfully. Yet no man is perfect, and when my burdens have weighed heavily upon me, I have spoken harshly. Therefore, speak words that will weigh in the balances against my failings. I have never oppressed a poor man or taken from him what is his by virtue of my position. I have never oppressed the weak or cheated in the substance of metals. I have never said to a hungry woman, lay with me and you shall eat, for this is a vile thing. I have not lain with the wife of another man or seduced a child, for these are abominations. Yet no man is perfect, and few are commanders of their thoughts, therefore, speak words that will lighten these things. In the balances, I have not turned the water of another so that he is deprived of his full measure. I have not stopped flowing waters in their course. I have not kept fodder from cattle, nor allowed the pastures to be neglected. I have not caused any child to know fear without reason, nor have I beaten one in bad temper. I have not transgressed the statutes of the king. Yet no man is perfect, and sometimes that which is right in its day becomes wrong in another. Therefore, speak words that will weigh in the balances against my wrongdoings. I have not stolen, neither have I taken the possessions of any man by deceit. I have not divided the household of any man, nor separated him from his wife or children. I have not quarreled with any man because of ignorance. I have not turned from my duties or failed in my obligations. I have not hidden my errors or buried my failings. Yet no man is perfect, therefore, speak words that will weigh in the balances for me. I have never behaved boisterously in a sacred place, nor have I ever defiled one. My hand has not been demanding because of my office, nor have I dealt haughtily with those who came to me with a plea. I have not increased my position by false words or writings. Yet my burden has been increased because of the perversity and willfulness of men, and no man is perfect. Therefore, speak words that will weigh in the balances against my weaknesses. I have not permitted envy to eat my heart, nor malice to corrupt it. I have not been loud of mouth, nor spoken words of boastfulness. I have never slandered another or uttered words of falsehood. My tongue has never escaped from the control of my heart. I have never derided the words of another because they passed my understanding, nor have I stopped my ears to words of enlightenment. I have never hidden myself to observe others, nor have I ever disclosed the secret designs or doings of others, unless they be of evil intent. Yet no man is perfect, therefore speak words that will weigh in the balances for me. When I have done wrong, I have adjusted the scales that weigh down heavily against me. I have not hidden my weaknesses and failings in dark places, but washed them clean in the sunlight of honest compensation. I have not succumbed to the lures of lewdness, nor has my tongue spoken slyly of things which should be kept private. I have not peeped at nakedness, or pried into another's privacy. I have respected the modesty of womankind, and the innocent delicacy of childhood. Yet men are as they are and imperfect, while thoughts stray willfully and are not easily restrained. Therefore, speak words that will weigh in the balances for me, O Great One. Protect me. O Kohar, save me. Hear the words of my heart. I was one who was ever mindful of what was right and what was wrong. I did what I thought was right and shunned that which I thought was wrong. I listened to those who were wiser than I and helped those who were less privileged. Can man do more? Chapter 12. The Sacred Registers, Part 12, Know me and understand my ways. I am one who sees the past and the future. I look into hidden places. I am one who wanders freely. I am one who can be reborn. I am one who knows the speech of the released. I am an uplifter. The climbers come to me and I support them. I lift them up. I strengthen. Therefore, bring me the sustenance of smoke. I hear and I hear not, for what I hear is heard by others. I speak and I speak not, for what I speak is in the mouths of others. I weep and I weep not, for my weeping is the weeping of others. I am an uplifter. The climbers come to me and I console them. I enlighten them with words of hidden wisdom. Thus, they find the way. I am one who comes forth when the circle is formed, when the twin lamps have been lit and the incantations made. I come forth from the consecrated place and bear the staff of power. I know the secrets of the dark waters and the secrets of blood. I am a wanderer in strange places. I am one who does not fear to tread the forbidden paths. I am an uplifter. The climbers come to me and I reveal the way. I am the opener of tombs. I am the dweller in the stone caverns. I am the one who precedes the herald of the companions. I am the swimmer in the waters of wisdom. I am the discoverer of hidden places. I am the one who hovers above the still waters. I am the wanderer with the winds. I am an uplifter. The climbers come to me and are comforted. They thirst and I refresh them, they hunger and I fill them with food. I am the sitter beneath the sycamore. I am the eater of the rowan. I am the heart within the heat of the fire and the eye within the candle flame. I am the uprising hawk and the contented dove. I am one who has tamed the serpent and drawn forth its secrets. I am one who has many eyes and sees what is written in the night skies, whose ears hear the whispers at the edge of the great waters. I am one whose right foot rests on the earth and whose left foot rests over the firmament. I am one who faces all spirits alike and knows their true nature. I am an uplifter. The climbers come to me and I give them peace. I am one who gazes into the deep dark pool, reading the things hidden therein. I am the caller forth of the deformed ones and the tongue of the bright ones. I am he of the everlasting form. I am he who provides stability to faltering forms and the interpreter who spans the veil. I am an uplifter. The climbers come to me and I provide their guide and their guardian. Know me and understand my ways. Invoke me through the rite of smoke and wine. Call me forth into the circle of stone, but beware, for lest you hold the 7 keys and understand the nature of the 3 rays, you are lost.